Alright, fitness world or weightlifting enthusiasts, bodybuilders, etc. Well, anybody who would like to build an upper chest and you found that nothing you've ever done has worked and none of the conventional exercises work, and no matter how many different types of angles of incline presses with barbells and dumbbells and different types of flies and pec decks and this and that's, it's just not working. So that's what was the story with me. I had worked my way all the way up to almost a 500-pound incline press, still had no upper chest. Nice front delts, no upper chest, okay? So if any of this is ringing a bell for you, I'd like you to try what I'm about to show you here. Now, I can't imagine I'm the first person who's ever come up with this, but I've never seen it. So, I want to share it. Now, hopefully I've got the angle of the lighting and the camera right, because first I want you to just see my chest fibers actually contracting, so you believe me that it's my chest doing it, not my traps or something. And then I'll back the camera off and kind of show the setup and how I set up this exercise. So basically this is like a chest shrug, okay? What this does, it allows you to get your arms and shoulders out of the equation and just make the upper chest lift the weight. Furthermore, this is another interesting thing. You will find that unless you're some kind of anatomical anomaly, your pectorals are a very strong muscle and they can handle more weight with more reps than what your shoulders and arms can do. Now some of you know what I'm talking about. That's why you pre-fatigue on chest day so you can even get a good chest workout, right? So along those lines, let me also explain that I've only been doing this, pioneering this new exercise I've invented for a couple months. And before that, I didn't even have an upper chest, guys. Now, hopefully you'll be able to see from the lighting in the camera that I now do have an upper chest growing. I do have upper pectoral muscles that are starting to go with my middle and lower pectoral muscles, which is pretty awesome. So let me demonstrate it and then I'll back up and explain a little more. Open my shirt here, get some cleavage showing. So hopefully you can see what I'm talking about. And then I'll explain further. Here we go. Now, I guess I'll explain the technicalities of it afterwards. I'm going to back up the camera and show you what I'm using here. Alright, just going to do a few reps. So hopefully you can see the chest fibers contracting. I haven't really warmed up, and this is a lot of weight to be starting with, but as long as we don't hear any pops or cracks, everything should be fine. Because I wanted to make a point about the weight you can use with this. Okay, here we go. Okay, now hopefully you can see I actually do have some kind of upper chest coming in at this point. I'm not good at posing. I hope I'm flexing it right. Anyway, I didn't have any upper chest a couple months ago. Now, let me back off and show what I'm doing here. Let's see. Okay, that's not... I guess I'll have to move the camera around. Okay, so as you saw, I'm leaning against, in my case, I used some boards and I strapped them up there and put some padding to lean against. And then below, you know, using a power rack, setting it at the right, height, I put a barbell. Then I strap up so my hands are not a distraction and, do a standard overhand rowing grip. I go about shoulder width. I've experimented with different widths. At first I thought really wide might be better, but I'm starting to think that actually I'm feeling a better chest contraction going shoulder width. Now your upper pec fibers, they tend to run at a upwards inwards sort of an angle, almost like up towards your neck. Okay, they're kind of like traps, but on the front of your body. Okay, so by leaning back, and maybe I should go over there and get a look at that, the angle because you guys were looking straight on, but I'll use my finger here. I'm leaning back against this board here, kind of like this angle. That's how my body is, okay? Hands underneath me, strapped onto my barbell, okay? And then basically leaning back pretty steep so that your traps aren't rowing the weight. At this angle, your traps can't row that weight for you. It's upper chest, okay? And you should be able to feel the amazing contraction in your upper chest. And like I said, you know, you can use a lot more weight than what you would be pressing with, you know. I never did 600 plus pound, you know, incline presses, but I can easily do it here. In fact, I've done sets of 5 plates that were over 30 reps, okay? Now try doing that shit with any kind of a pressing movement. I'm aiming this at this chair so I can just sit down now. So, if you're like me and all the, hopefully I'm on this camera, all the standard upper chest exercises don't work for you. Maybe you're shoulder dominant like me. My shoulders just do the pressing. They don't let, they don't let my upper chest do it no matter how hard I try. Flies, just more front delt work, you know. So, you know, presses and pushes, I think those things are all great. I'm not saying don't do pressing motions. I think being able to press overhead, incline, straight out, decline, straight down, it's all very important functional stuff. I still make sure I do all those things, but for actually building upper chest mass, and it's also making the groove in the middle of my chest deeper, I've noticed, definitely. In fact, after the first time I did a workout like this, I didn't say anything to my wife, like, hey, look at my upper chest, nothing. Days later, she goes, hey, you got new muscles popping out. And I was like, really, where? And she, you know, started right here, you know, because there was something there suddenly. And you don't have to go heavy on the weight. In fact, you can get a really good contraction even going with lightweight. I just wanted to show that, yeah, you can go heavy on this. It's not limited by shoulder stability or anything else. And you know, you're not even underneath the weight. It's safe. You're free to experiment with heavier weight, and if you drop it, you drop it. Who cares? What I like to do, and what I'll probably do here when I shut off the camera, is for a chest workout, for an upper chest workout, is I warm up, I go up to whatever my max amount of weight's going to be that day, and then I just do a giant strip set. I boom, boom, boom till I start to fail, throw a plate off each side, wham, 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 start to fail, all the way down to one plate. And it's an amazing contraction. Obviously there's a stretch, and I like that about this too. Instead of all these pressing motions that encourage getting more and more internal rotation and worse posture and being more injury prone, this has a nice stretch where your whole, you know, shoulder girdle, etc. is being pulled backwards as the weight's pulling down. So I actually feel like as much as it's helping me build, you know, upper chest, upper pecs, it's actually kind of improving my posture, if anything. So it's amazing. Now, if you're someone who the standard, you know, variations of incline presses and stuff are working really well for, then maybe you don't need this, maybe you're not interested, maybe it wouldn't even work that well for you, I don't know. But if your anatomy, you know, everybody's tendon attachment points and bone structure and all that is different. So, you know, like I say, if your upper chest hasn't responded to all the standard stuff that people have been doing forever, don't assume that you have crappy upper chest genetics. That's probably not what it is. You've probably never been able to really hit your upper chest. This, you can hit it. You can go high rep, you can go high weight. It is amazing what your upper chest muscles can do when they're not being limited by your arms and shoulders. So, if any of that's clicking with you, I recommend trying it. This is just, I'm amazed what it's doing for me, and I'm so glad, because it wasn't going to matter how much volume and how much weight and anything else I ever did with all the standard upper chest exercises. I was just flat as a board still, and my mid and lower chest grow from even looking at weights. So that doesn't make a very nice picture, if you know what I mean. So try it. Feel free to benefit from it. I sure am. Just wanted to share that. You know, on my channel, I'm going to continue to show things that are, you know, a bit unusual, outside the box for people that need that, you know, or want that, or are interested. So this one, man, I can't say enough about this. So if you could use some help with your upper chest, please try this. And remember, you don't have to go super heavy. I'm just saying that you can. It's amazing what your upper chest can do. But you'll get a great contraction. You can. Sometimes I'm not in the mood to go heavy. I just go more volume and lighter weight. It still works, you know. It still develops upper chest. The focused contraction, something about the angle that the upper chest fibers are pulling at, this really works, okay? I've experimented with different grips. I've even done it with a trap bar. Maybe I'll show some of the other variations because they all kind of have there's several different ways of doing this I've benefited from. I just showed it with a basic barbell today because that's something almost everybody has access to. Not as many people have a trap bar. And this is a simple setup. You saw it. You need something to lean against so you can get your angle back so your chest has to shrug the weight and your traps can't do it because they're pointing towards the ground. Chest has to do it. I'm sure you guys understand. So enough said. Try it out. Let me know what you think, okay? Or just laugh at me because you think I'm crazy. But like I said, I didn't even have an upper chest a couple months ago, guys, no matter what I ever did. So now I got one coming in, and I'm just needed to share that. I'm sure someone out there can really benefit from this, all right? All right, enough said. Let me know what you think. See you next time.